A lot of people were upset or maybe just surprised at Angel Reese's press conference introducing her to the Chicago community and introducing her to the Chicago Sky staff and all of that stuff. In comparison to Caitlin Clark's introduction to Indiana and the Indiana Fever staff and all that stuff, Caitlin Clark had a huge ceremony. It was a packed arena, like not arena, it was a packed gymnasium. She had like a red carpet and all of like a bunch of press, a bunch of cameras and all that stuff. It was a huge event. Whereas Angel Reese just had like maybe a handful of reporters there, a Chicago Sky backdrop. When she walked into the gymnasium, nobody even clapped, which I thought that was disrespectful. That was very disrespectful to Angel Reese. But as much as it seems bad, it does seem very bad. But there's a couple of things that we gotta look at before we make a judgment on this situation specifically. So one, the WNBA is still growing, right? Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Cam Brink, Paige Beckers when she gets into the league, like all of these ladies are part of the evolution of the WNBA. I feel like they're going to take the WNBA to that next level that they need to reach so they can make more money and have bigger contracts and have bigger extravaganzas for their draft picks. But I just don't feel like they're there yet. They're not that I don't feel like they're just not there yet, right? So yes, Caitlin Clark is gonna get that ceremony because she was the first pick and she's one of the highest touted first picks probably in WNBA history. Whereas Angel Reese, I feel like she matches Caitlin Clark's popularity. She's extremely popular and she's a great player, but she was the seventh pick. Now, she was the seventh pick because of, I personally feel like she was the seventh pick because of behavioral issues, shit that happened during last season, which ultimately led to them not winning the national championship and going back to back. And I think that dropped her draft stock, and that's why she got picked seventh. But if we look at it realistically, the seventh pick isn't going to get an extravaganza. The first pick, when they're introduced to a team or in the NBA or in the NFL or any place else, yes, they're going to get a big press conference and a packed gymnasium and all of that cool stuff and a bunch of press and a bunch of cameras. The seventh pick, I don't think is going to get all that, even if it is the NBA. You know what I'm saying? The seventh pick isn't going to get the same treatment that the first pick got, even if we're in a stacked draft like this draft seemed to be. Um, Not saying that Angel Reese didn't deserve that love because she does, because she's just as much of a star as Caitlin Clark is, but because her draft stock dropped so drastically, whereas I feel like she could have been a top three, top five pick, she ended up the seventh pick. She's not going to get the same treatment as Caitlin Clark in this situation. Now, I think after seeing this, it's not really a huge deal, but I think she's just going to use this as more motivation to dominate. Her and Camila Cardoso, I'm going to do a video on that separately when the season starts, but her and Camila Cardoso are definitely going to win championships in Chicago, barring like any injuries or anything like that. They all have been great this entire time. I just personally feel like Angel and Camila Cardoso are the best bigs in this draft. The only edge I give Cam is that she can shoot threes and they can't. That's the only thing that she drastically does better than them too. But I digress. I think this is going to be more motivation for Angel to dominate when she gets into the league. I feel like the Fever are going to win championships as well. And I am super excited that people are even talking about the WNBA the way they have been. I'm excited that people have been talking about women's basketball the way they have been, because I've been talking about this type of stuff for a couple years now, and it's just exciting to see all of this stuff coming to pass, and I'm excited to see what happens next for the WNBA and women's basketball, because like 2-3 years ago no one would have gave a fuck about this, and I think that's beautiful at the end of the day. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you think Angel should have gotten an equal extravaganza like Caitlyn got, or do you think the 7th pick just isn't gonna get the same reaction as the first pick gets when they're introduced to a community? Make sure you like, make sure you comment, and most of all, I love you guys. Peace out.